and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're looking at African football as a whole as we round up the first match day of World Cup qualifiers from the African section. You know, I don't see many coverage of this on television at all in the UK, so I'm going to do it myself. And I know a lot of you guys are from not just Algeria but other countries around Africa and around the world as well. So let's take a look back at these groups. Of course, there are 10 World Cup qualifying groups in total for the African section, and all of the 10 group winners advance to the playoff stage, and of course 5 teams from Africa make it to the World Cup, so you've got to win your group to go through. We've got 10 groups to look at after match day 1. We'll try and do a video after every match day. I think there'll be 2 in September, 2 in October and 2 in November, I think, and then the playoffs will be next year. So not too many shocks, but some interesting results and interesting stories to pick up on nonetheless. Let's start off with Group A, and would you look at that? It's Algeria's group. Of course, we've already spoken about Algeria's 8-0 win against Djibouti. You can check out the review video if you haven't already. The biggest win by far of the week goes to Algeria. A very convincing performance, once again showing the continent that they are the best team. They are the African champions. But Burkina Faso also picking up that 2-0 win in Niger. So that's going to be a good game, I think, Burkina Faso against Algeria next week. And I think it's going to be quite a tough game for Algeria. But as long as Algeria come away from that game without losing, they should be progressing from the group quite comfortably. If we lose to Burkina Faso, it becomes quite messy. You have to say, for Djibouti and Niger, it does look like it's already game over for those two teams, considering you've got to come first, you can't come second. So 2 results you'd expect, and a classy performance from Burkina Faso, who left it late but got the win nonetheless. So we know all about Group A, Algeria's group. Let's move on to Group B. That's Tunisia's group. They're with Equatorial Guinea, Mauritania and Zambia. Now I like this Zambian team. I think this Zambia team's got some good players. Of course, Patson Daka and Mwepu just moved to the Premier League for Brighton and for Leicester. So they've got some nice players. Of course, Algeria played Zambia recently in a 3-3 draw. That wasn't an easy game. We almost lost that game. And I think this group, many people think Tunisia are going to come out of this group quite comfortably. If you look at Tunisia's FIFA ranking, it is quite high, perhaps too high. And I think Zambia have picked up a very good 3 points away to Mauritania. I think that's a brilliant start for Zambia. Tunisia also a comfortable 3-0 win against Equatorial Guinea. So also 3 points for them. So 3 points for Tunisia, 3 points for Zambia. But I think this might be a little bit closer than people think. I think Zambia are building something nice. I think Zambia maybe could do something. The next match is Zambia against Tunisia, and that will probably decide it. And you saw Tunisia against Algeria recently in a friendly. Tunisia struggled, and I think Tunisia might struggle in Zambia. If Zambia can pick up a result in this game, I think they've got a very strong chance of progressing out of this group. If Zambia can beat Tunisia, that would really put the pressure on Tunisia in this group and make things very spicy. But if Tunisia go to Zambia equally and they get a point, or Tunisia go there and win, they've pretty much probably wrapped up the group already if they go to Zambia and win. So it's going to be quite a good game. There's quite a few good fixtures in match day 2 coming up, but Zambia and Tunisia, heavy favourites to come out of this group. In Group C, Nigeria picked up their first 3 points with a win against Liberia at home. And when you look at this group, it does look like it's going to be quite comfortable and quite straightforward for the Nigerians in this group. I can't see too much competition in here. Cape Verde and Central African Republic both drew to each other. Both of those teams have dropped points, which makes it even easier for Nigeria. If Nigeria pick up an away win in match day 2, again, it looks like it'll be a very comfortable group for the Nigerians. Cape Verde and Central African Republic, one of them needed to win that game against each other. Unfortunately, they played out a 1-1 draw, which doesn't really help either of those two teams. That game was played out in the rain. Central African Republic without Kondogbia, he's a big player for them, he plays in the Liga, so you'd expect Nigeria to comfortably come out of this group, so no real shocks and surprises in Group C. Group D, the AFCON hosts Cameroon. They picked up a solid win against Malawi at home, and the Cameroon team does look quite strong with Abubakar and Choupo-Moting leading the line. Of course, they've got Choupo-Moting back in the Cameroon national team, which is great news for them after a couple of years out. But this is going to be quite a good group, because Ivory Coast are also in this group. So one of Cameroon or Ivory Coast are not even going to make it to the playoff stage, which is remarkable if you think about it. And looking at Ivory Coast's performance, drawing to Mozambique, that's 2 big points dropped. And you do start to worry for Ivory Coast already with this team. because they've got a big game coming up. They need to win the next game. If Ivory Coast don't win the next game, they're in massive trouble, and we could potentially have a World Cup without Ivory Coast. A playoff round without Ivory Coast would make a lot of big teams very happy. A lot of big teams would be happy to see the back of Ivory Coast, but drawing 0-0 to Mozambique, congratulations to Mozambique. That's a real shot. With the quality Ivory Coast have, you know, Sebastian Haller, players like that playing, they really should be seeing off Mozambique. But a 0-0 and Cameroon winning, that's points dropped already, and you bodes quite well for Algeria at AFCON next January, because they have Ivory Coast in the group, and if that's the Ivory Coast we're up against, it might be quite a straightforward game. So Ivory Coast, that's a big story. They've dropped 2 points. They're already in quite a sticky situation. Group E, and it looks like Mali are going to comfortably come out of this one after one game as well. They beat Rwanda fairly convincingly, and Kenya and Uganda both dropped points in their first game. I think Uganda got a nice... I like watching Uganda at AFCON. They managed to pick up a point in Kenya. If Uganda do beat Mali at home, that would give them a real shot at qualifying for the next stage. Uganda have lost on Yango in goal, but I think if Uganda beat Mali, it really does change things. I think Uganda have got better quality players than the leagues of their players suggest, but Mali have got a very strong team on the way, with the likes of Bissau and a few players around Europe, and Mali will be a tough team. Algeria played Mali recently, that was a tough game, but if Mali can make it 2 wins out of 2 next week, they'll look very strong. But Uganda might be able to do something. I think Kenya will be disappointed they haven't beaten Uganda. That was a real... You've got to win all your home games, really, in this qualification system. If you don't win all your home games, it does become very difficult to advance, and that's why the home wins are crucial. And if Kenya can't beat Uganda at home, you worry for the Kenyans progressing to the next round. So Mali or Uganda look like they've got a chance of coming out of this one. Group F, and 2 North African teams picking up victories in this group. Libya and Egypt both picking up wins. We'll start with the Egypt's game. They beat Angola 1-0. There was no Salah, there was no El Neni for Egypt, which we thought would weaken them. It looked like it did, but you remember the last World Cup qualifying campaign and the amount of penalties Egypt's got. It's happening again. It took just 3 minutes into the campaign for Egypt to get their first penalty of the qualification system, and it was a very soft penalty, and it was all that was needed to beat Angola 1-0. So Egypt already very fortunate to be on 3 points. As for Libya, I'm very surprised. Very surprised. I looked at Gabon. I thought Gabon had a real chance to qualify from this group. Gabon had every chance, with Aubameyang fresh in the team, with Bupenza in the team. They've got some nice players, Gabon, and I actually thought they were building a nice, exciting team. And I think they even took the lead. They went 1-0 up in Libya, but then they just absolutely collapsed. And Aubameyang brought his Arsenal form to Gabon. He had a goal disallowed. Libya come back very, very strongly, and they win the game in the last minute 2-1. Now, I think that's a massive result for Egypt. I think Gabon losing is huge for Egypt, and I think there's a huge advantage for Egypt in this group already to go to the playoff stage. I don't think Libya are going to have enough to top the group over Egypt. It'll be interesting when Libya do play Egypt, but Gabon had to win this game. They took the lead and they fluffed it, and I think Gabon have really messed up here, and they're going to have a lot of work to do to try and catch Egypt now, because when Egypt gets Salah and El Neni back, they're going to be even stronger. So Egypt and Libya with very strong starts, very disappointed in their Gabon side. Group G, and it's a group I think could be closer than people think as well. Ghana, I think Ghana are in transition. You remember Ghana a few years ago, they were always in the latter stages of the AFCON, but recently still relying on the RU brothers. But they got a first win against Ethiopia. And South Africa, again, new manager against Zimbabwe. I like the team Zimbabwe have got. I always like watching Zimbabwe with Biliat, Musona, Nakamba, Aston Villa. And I think Zimbabwe will fancy their chances. I think Zimbabwe might have a chance, you know, of finishing above Ghana. When Zimbabwe play Ghana, we'll find out who's the better team. Good win for Ghana. Like I said, you've got to win your home games. But Zimbabwe here, they should really fancy their chances. Good point in the first game. If they can get a couple of wins under their belt, they've got every chance, and I think Zimbabwe could do something here. But we'll see when they play Ghana. I think Zimbabwe-Ghana is a lot closer than people think. But Ghana are the big hitters, they're the big names, and just seeing the name on the team sheet can be quite daunting sometimes. So Ghana on the front foot, on the way to qualifying for the next round so far in that group. Group H looked like it's going to be quite straightforward. Sadio Mane already off the mark, the Liverpool winger. Senegal beating Togo, and Congo and Namibia drawing their game. Again, they've both dropped points if they wanted any chance of catching Senegal, and I think Togo probably had the best chance of catching Senegal in this group, and Senegal have already beaten them, and Senegal of course going to the AFCON final, going to the World Cup very strong, looking to go to back-to-back World Cups. It looks like it's going to be quite a comfortable group for Senegal here, so don't expect too many shocks out of this group. Senegal well on their way to going to the next round. Group I, and it started very well for Morocco, not off the pitch though, because Hakim Ziyech And Halilhodzic, of course, the former Algeria manager, Vahid Halilhodzic. What's happened there with Ziyech, I do not know. You've got a top player there at Chelsea refusing to play for you, accused of faking injuries. But they didn't miss him. They picked up a comfortable 2-0 win against Sudan. Of course, Sudan would have been hoping to do better in that one. And they're going to the AFCON, of course, so plenty to look forward to for Sudan. But the two Guineas, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, played out a draw. Guinea-Bissau, they've been at the last couple of AFCONs, so they've got a decent team now, a lot of players from Portugal. Guinea will be very disappointed they haven't picked up 3 points, because if Guinea wanted to catch Morocco again, they had to win this game, but they were away from home. Now, the next match day, Guinea are going to host Morocco. If Guinea beat Morocco on match day 2, it's going to open things very, very wide up. So Morocco have got to be careful they don't go to Guinea and lose that game, because if they do lose that game, and there's every chance they could lose to Guinea, that group is wide open between Morocco and Guinea. And of course, if Guinea-Bissau pick up the win against Sudan, they're going to be right back in the mix as well. So keep an eye on this group. Of course, if Morocco do go to Guinea and pick up that win in a couple of days, then they'll pretty much have it wrapped up. But Guinea have got to go and try and beat Morocco after dropping points in the first game. And in the final group, I mean, this group's wide open. I think any of these teams could qualify for the next stage here. I mean, DR Congo, for me, are the team I looked at first and thought, you know, they haven't qualified for the AFCON. They've got some real top players. Are they still relying on Mbakani and Balassi? These guys are surely in their 30s now. They've got to build a new team. Masuaku out injured, but how long can you rely on Mbakani and Balassi? DR Congo drawing at home 1-1 to Tanzania. That is 2 massive points dropped. And Benin picking up 3 points against Madagascar. It looks like the Madagascar hype has, you know, sort of faded away after getting to the AFCON quarter-final, carried by their CAF president Ahmed. But Madagascar losing to Benin. Benin, of course, did well at the last AFCON, reached the quarterfinals. Can Benin make a real statement in this? They're going to host Congo next. If Benin beat Congo and go to 6 points, Benin are going to be absolutely flying with Steve Mounier up front. Congo got to go to Benin and pick something up and make up for the drop points. And of course, Tanzania will be playing Madagascar, and they'll be looking to pick up 3 points as well. So I think this group could be very exciting. It could go to the last day. But DR Congo have got to bounce back and get a few wins under their belt if they want to redeem themselves. So that's where we are after match day 1. There's still 5 match days to go. Very exciting games coming up in match day 2. You've got the Zambia-Tunisia game, the Guinea-Morocco game, the Burkina Faso-Algeria game. Subscribe for more if you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments down below some of the results you liked seeing and some of your predictions for the group going forward. But thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.